Hello students, how all of you are doing? I believe that all of you are doing great. So welcome back to our another class for subject science. Okay. So in last 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks, we studied about matter. So today I will wrap up. I will explain you again all the lessons, and then we will have a quiz, and we will have some. I will give you some activities to do. Okay. So first, what is matter? So matter are the things that we can see, we can feel, and we can touch, like a chair, a book, water, okay, and gases like air we can feel, okay. So in science, they categorize matter into 3 states, okay. Solid like wood, table, chairs, books, okay. And gases like air, okay, and in the balloon, gas in the balloon, okay, and steam. Liquids, we see liquids like water, okay, and cooking oil, okay, and anything that it's like a water is liquid, okay. So particle theory, okay. Now particle theory. So how particles are it's like very small, okay. We cannot see particles with naked eyes, okay. So particle theory, okay. So particles in solid, because all 3 matters, solid, gas and liquid, has particles, okay. So particle in solid, particle in gas, and particle in liquids. So particle in solid are very close to each other, and they are in a fixed pattern, okay. You cannot change the pattern, they are in a fixed pattern. They are very close to each other because they have high attractive forces, strong attractive forces, okay. So that's why they are held together. Particles in liquid, so they are held together, but they don't have strong attractive forces, so that's why they can slide past each other. That's why we can, if liquid can change like its position to, if we put liquid in the bottle, it will take the shape of bottle. If we put liquid in the box, like in a pen, so it will take the shape of pen. So that's because particles can slide go past each other. So this particle can go here, this can go here, okay. So like this, okay. But in solids they cannot, because they are in a fixed position, okay. They are in a fixed pattern, and they have strong attractive forces, so they cannot go past each other, okay. So but in solid, in liquid, they can go past each other, okay. So in gas, so there are no attractive forces, so that's why they can move freely. That's why you see, whenever you see gas, okay, whenever you feel gas, like or see gas like a steam, so steam can go anywhere because the particles in gas can move freely, no attractive forces in there. So now changing state, okay, changing state. So if you boil the water, so I ask you to do this at home. So boil the water, so after a few minutes you will see the steam, we also call it vapor, okay, water vapor. So you will see vaporization, okay. So steam start to go up, means steam is a gas. So steam, so changing state means water starts to convert into gas, okay. So water, first it is water, and then it starts to convert into gas. And if you freeze the water, it becomes ice. Ice is a solid, okay. So first it was liquid, and then you freeze, and it becomes solid, and it becomes ice, okay. So this is how it goes: ice, melting, water, freezing, again ice, okay. So if you freeze the water, it will become ice, and then again you melt it, then it becomes water, okay. So explaining changes of state, okay. So how particles react when particles change their state, okay. So let's have a look here, okay. Melting solids. So when you heat up a solid, okay, so when you heat up a solid, the particles in the solids expand, means they become larger, okay, but they still have attractive forces. They are held together, okay. But if you heat more, so then they have no attractive forces, so they start to melt down and become liquid, okay. So but if you only heat, if the solids are heated, so their particles expand, okay, expand and they start to vibrate. Boiling liquids, okay, so when you heat heat up water, like when you put water on the gas, so what happens to the water? So before boiling point, you can see the vapor, you can see the steam before boiling point. Means, okay, so liquids, the particles in liquids have attractive forces, but not that strong. Okay, so when you heat the water, so some particles are held together, okay, because they have attractive forces, but some particles, they have no longer attractive forces, so they start to move freely upwards, okay, like this, okay, they start to move freely upwards, okay, because they have no more attractive forces. So that's why we see steam. And when you boil the water, so there's again, when you boil the water, you can see the water is boiling, you can see the steam, okay, so steam is a gas. So because particles in steam have no more attractive forces, okay, so that's why they start to move freely upwards, okay. So cooling gases, okay, so cooling gases, okay, so when you boil water, you see steam. Just you can put your hand or anything on top of the steam, don't just put close, okay, a little bit high, or just you can take a lid, okay, anything. So keep there for maybe 2 minutes or 1 minute, so even 30 seconds is okay. So when you remove it, you will see your hand or the cooling surface lid is wet because it has water. So why it happens? So when you boil the water, the particles that have no attractive forces, they start to move freely upwards, okay. So when they touch the cooling surface, okay, when they touch the cold surface, so when they touch the cold surface, okay, so means the particles can no longer move freely, okay, so they come together, okay, they come together, they cannot move freely, they come together. So when they come together, that's where they form liquid, okay, they form liquid. So like here, so you can see particles here are moving freely, but when they touch the cold surface, they come together like this. So and they start to have attractive forces, but not that strong, so they become liquid, okay. So this is all what we learned last week, okay. So if you still have any questions about what we have studied in the last 2-3 weeks, so you can ask me, okay, I will explain you. And task 1, so task 1 will be posted in the group, okay. So we will do some activities, okay, so I will give you some activities to do, okay. So task 1 will be posted in the group. Again, any questions, feel free to ask me, I will be there to help you, okay. So that's it in the first video. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Hello students, welcome back to our second video for today. Okay. So this one going to be a short video, okay. So today we are learning again, okay. So I'm just wrapping up what we have learned in last 2-3 weeks, like 3 states of matter, particle theory, and changing state and explaining changes of state, okay. So task 2, so task 2 will also be posted in the group, okay. So I will give you some activity, okay? So, and if you will have any questions, any doubts, you can ask me, okay? So I will be there to help you. And one more thing. So every time I teach you guys, so I always tell you one thing, like to do not use pen on your textbook, okay? You can use pen on your notebook, but don't use pen on your textbook. But some of you, they are still doing it, okay? They kept doing it, so if you do it this time, I will not give you any points, okay? So you will lose your points, okay? And you will lose your point scores in final result, okay? Because okay, if you make any correction, any mistake, if you use pencil, if you make any mistake on your textbook, you can make correction. But if you use pen, you can't do anything. So that's why I always encourage you to use pencil on your textbook. Okay? So that's it. In the second video, I will see you in the last and third video. Hello students, welcome back to our third and last video for today. So today we learned about, we just reviewed what we learned in last 2-3 weeks, okay? So 3 states of matter. So what is a matter? Matter are the things that we can see, we can touch, we can feel, okay? So like solid, gas and liquid. Solids like a table, a chair, okay, and eyes, okay? We see a lot of solid things around us. So gas like air, we can feel air, okay? Wind, we can feel wind, okay? So gas in the balloon, okay? And liquids like water, cooking oil, okay? Petrol, diesel, so these all are liquids, okay? Particle theory, so particles, so all matters, so all 3 matters have particles, okay? But we cannot see them because they are very small, okay? So particles in solid are held together, okay? They are in a fixed pattern, okay? So they don't change their shape, they don't change their position, okay? And liquids, like particles in solid, they cannot go past each other, okay? Because they have a strong attractive forces between each other, so they cannot go past each other. But in liquid, so liquid particles are still together, but they don't have a strong attractive forces, so they can go slide past each other like this. This one can go this one can. So that's why liquid can take any shape. Okay. Like in gas, like particles move freely. They have no attractive forces. That's why you can compress a gas into a little box. Okay. So, but if you take off the lid, you can see the gas everywhere. But you can compress the gas. Compress means you can squeeze, okay, the gas into a little box, okay? Because the particles can move freely. They have no attractive forces. Changing state means from one state of matter to another. Like, okay, when you boil the water, it's a liquid before you boil it. So after boiling, you can see it becomes gas. So you can see the steam. Steam is a gas. So again, when steam touches the cold surface, it again becomes liquid. So that's how change of state. Okay. So ice again from liquid to solid. Because water is liquid, when we freeze it, it becomes solid. Means it becomes ice. So that's how it's called: ice, melting, water, and freezing. Okay. Explaining changes of state. So melting solids. Okay. So when solids are heated, just heated, not up to melting points, because all the different solids have different melting point. Okay. So when solids are heated, the particles in solid expand. Expand means they become larger. Okay. And they vibrate. Okay. So boiling liquids, like particles when we boil the water. So some particles in water, particles in water So some of them have when they get heat energy, so they have no more attractive forces. So they start to move freely upwards, like they become gas and they start to move upwards freely because they have no more attractive forces. And cooling gases, cool surface. So gases, as you know, that particles in gas have no attractive forces. So when they move freely, they go upwards, and when they when they touch any cold surface, so they come together. They cannot move freely. They cannot go. They cannot go fast. Okay. So their movement becomes slow. So they cannot move fast. So they change to liquid. Okay. So that's it for today. Okay. So homework will also be given in the group. Okay. So task and you guys have done a great job in your task 1 and task 2. Okay. So homework will be given in the group. Okay. So that's it for today, and thank you for participating. Take care, be safe. I will see you next week. Bye bye.